From the breakout hit This Is Us to the return of the Gilmore Girls and TV's big goodbye to The Good Wife. Tonight's Insider Roundtable is breaking down 2016's biggest must-see TV shows and did that just really happen moments. Joining me now is Who Say host Caitlin Becker and IndieWire's executive editor Michael Schneider. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we have a lot to get to, so I think we should start with This Is Us.
My water just broke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do you think this show has struck such a chord with people?
Well, I think it's fitting into that niche of the family drama that we loved with something like Parenthood and Brothers and Sisters, and it's kind of falling nicely in there. It's also done really, really well. So it's that combination of giving us what we want in a family drama and doing it particularly well. And there's something for everyone.
Everything that I
Just
think.
stop! Please stop.
Let's talk about this casting, too. Sterling K. Brown, who had a year. I mean, if anyone had a year, he did between this and People vs. OJ.
Nothing short of fantastic.
Mandy Moore, who, we all remember as a teen pop sensation.
Yeah.
She's turned into quite an actress.
We're not coming. We're not coming anymore. Sorry.
This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a part of a show that's resonating so deeply with people, and like right out of the gate, I mean, we're so thrilled and so grateful. Like every day we go to work and pinch ourselves that like the response has been so overwhelmingly positive, and
She's really good in this. So Milo Ventimiglia, I mean, the list goes on. This is a great cast.
I think these storylines are really real.
Well, it's about family, and we all had families, for better or for worse. We may love our families, we may hate our families. There's a little bit of all of that in this show.
Okay, the one breakout hit of the year, Stranger Things.
good night, ladies.
Kiss your mom night for me.
Obsessed.
This came out of nowhere and really exploded. What do you think?
And this is just a convergence of nostalgia and perfection. I feel like the children alone, I feel like, carried the entire show.
Oh, I want to take those kids and put them in my pocket. Every single one of them.
so
They're
good.
fantastic.
I go with toothless.
I told you a million times, my teeth are coming in.
For people of a certain age, which, I'm Gen X, and so I grew up with these kind of movies and films, and it is a nostalgia play, but it's also popcorn. It's just a lot of fun to chew down. And the other thing is, it kind of came out of nowhere. I think even Netflix didn't realize what they had. It's a small show, not a lot of famous people other than Winona Ryder and Matthew Modine in it.
And like you said, everyone thought, oh, this is going to be a Winona Ryder vehicle. But to be honest with you, it's more about the kids.
Yeah. It's that Millie Bobby Brown, that
Yes,
little
it
girl
is.
who plays 11. I mean, she was another breakout of the year.
I can't find them.
So if people weren't talking about Stranger Things, they were definitely talking about the People versus O.J. Simpson.
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny, this is OJ. I need you. I'm calling from jail.
It happened so long ago. I feel like I almost forgot how obsessed I was with the show.
Yeah.
It hit everything I think TV consumers really like. True crime, celebrity drama, and a roster of an all-star cast.
He obviously did it.
I hear you. But right now, it's an emotional thing.
Sarah Paulson, another person who's having an amazing year. I mean, she just killed it in that show. And of course, Sterling K. Brown, like we mentioned, playing Christopher Darden. I mean, that entire cast was incredible.
Cochran, you have to trust the system. We need to turn up the pressure. Pressure! You want to turn up the pressure! This city is about to explode!
People who grew up and lived
During
through the
that
OJ trial, it was nice to sort of revisit it from a different perspective.
My fellow Americans.
All right, the return of Kiefer Sutherland this year. Everyone's saying his new show is the new 24.
I don't love it as much as everybody else does.
wow,
I'm sorry, Kiefer. I
Caitlin.
love you. I love you, Kiefer. I think it's a great vehicle for Kiefer because he is an incredible actor and people are tuning in. People really do love this show.
I don't take a show because of a character, I take a show because of a story.
Mr. Secretary, you need to put the phone down. Mike, what the hell is going on? I said put the phone down.
Somewhere I figure out how I could fit into telling that story.
Mr. Secretary, get away from the window, now!
It's one of the top 5 most watched television shows right now.
Well, the new 24 actually is coming back in a couple of months on
A reboot.
Fox, so the real 24 is coming back. I would say there's a little West Wing element to it as well, and that there's wish fulfillment, and that I kind of want Kiefer Sutherland to be my president. And
Right.
maybe he can actually in a couple of years. So Kiefer for 2020.
Speaking of reboots, since we're already talking about
of
that,
reboots, yeah.
I mean, Gilmore Girls, Fuller House,
X-Files.
X-Files.
It's good for you to get out of that little house every once in a while.
Certainly was good for you.
I'm always happy to see you.
And I'm always happy to find a reason.
Then they did MacGyver, which is, a new cast, but it's
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
I
The
mean, they go
Exorcist.
on and on.
If you have a familiar name, then that cuts through the clutter a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right, 24. I remember 24. I'll watch that again.
No matter what you hear, no matter what happens, you stay there.
Oh, X-Files. I love X-Files. It's coming back.
I've missed you, kid.
Missed you too.
Gilmore Girls, I miss them. But
I feel like you've never said that. Gilmore Girls, I miss them. I just think that
Actually,
sentence has never come out of your mouth.
yeah,
I think that's Gilmore Girls, I miss them.
I was channeling sort of the
Your inner
public,
Caitlin?
the mass public. But I think a lot of people are saying that.
Good morning.
As someone who grew up on something like Full House, to go back and watch Fuller House, it gave me exactly what I wanted from when I was a kid. And Gilmore Girls, I've watched it twice already. The key with a reboot is not to give us what we've already seen, but remain authentic at the same time, which is a difficult dance.
Correct. Someone who always remains authentic no matter what she does. Oprah Winfrey, and she is back on television in a big way.
Yeah.
She's executive producing Queen Sugar, and she is in Greenleaf, and amazing, by the way.
Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you take your daughter to the police when Grace told you 20 years ago? Why didn't you?
It's been a minute since we've seen Oprah in front of the camera really acting a television
Oprah
role.
rebooting herself.
That's what I'm
rebooting herself,
For
yes.
her to come back this way, it has to be a really great project for her to even consider.
She's a lot of fun in Greenleaf as well. She plays sort of a sassy sort of outsider family member in that show about a big African American church in the South.
Keep the colors in the lawns, take flight.
Queen Sugar is also from Ava DuVernay. So when you have that kind of auspices, that kind of talent, that's going to be great.
We don't honor our father by having strangers serve those grieving. We serve comfort food to those who need comfort, and we do it with our own hands.
Beautiful storytelling. And that was the goal, was to tell stories using these wonderful characters that you walk away thinking about them.
Yes.
Thinking about them. You want to know what's going to happen between the sisters. When you see, that first scene where those sisters come together, is that not real? And oh my God, the scene when in the hospital room, is that not?
It breaks your heart.
Yes.
I think she's finally figured out what OWN should be, and it's these kind of really interesting sort of soapy dramas and comedies.
Now, television rarely shocks us anymore. I mean, I feel like we've seen everything, but there were some doozies this year. The double murder for The Walking Dead.
It wasn't so much that we were surprised that people died, because people die all the time in the show. It was just the ultra violence that we saw. That was tough to watch. Really rough to watch.
Something that also had some uncomfortable storylines, How to Get Away with Murder.
Because they killed off a major character.
Who is it? It's Wes.
Aside from Viola Davis, I feel like Wes's character was probably the most important one out of all of the students. So to lose that character was really big.
Also, everything good, unfortunately, must come to an end. And this year we saw the end of The Good Wife, and that was so depressing for so many people.
Stand by my side.
Sure.
Well,
They had a good run, though.
I know, but really, I gotta be honest, I didn't like the way it ended.
You didn't like the slap?
The slap.
Yeah, but I needed
around the
more.
world?
I needed more.
Yeah. Well, the good news is it's actually coming back in a spin-off, The Good Fight, coming in 2017 to CBS All Access. Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
You literally have
right
goosebumps.
here.
Legitimately, I have goosebumps because I needed more. I was like, it can't end like that. I need more.
Yeah, you'll get your fix. It's happening.
Oh, that
so.
is fantastic. Also, Downton Abbey.
What a wonderful life we led to have.
I suppose this is all really happening.
It was probably time for Downton Abbey to go, let's be honest. It was a great show, but by the end, it was limping a little bit. A lot of the main characters had already left.
You came. To be honest, I wasn't completely sure you would.
I'm glad to hear it. I should hate to be predictable.
I was kind of fine to see it go. It was fun while it lasted.
There's just a part of you that wants the Dowager Countess in your life all the time.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
All right, well, here's to 2017 and a lot more great television moments. Thank you, guys. We should do it all again next year.